Good morning, folks, and welcome to Power to Negotiate. Today's session is going to be about racquetball and how if you're a good racquetball player, you're probably going to be a good investor. And you're going to say, Reed, racquetball and investing are nothing alike. Really? Let's go ahead and examine this. What do you do when you play a game of racquetball? Well, number one, you decide that you want to play the game. Number two, you determine where the court is. Number three, you drive to the court. And number four, you get on the court. And number five, in racquetball, what you always want to do is you want to position yourself so you're always hitting the ball in a power position. And the power position is your knees are slightly bent, your feet are a little bit wider than your shoulders, your back is straight, and you bring the ball back, you bring the racket back, and you're going to hit the ball right out here, and you're going to hit the ball right here, and you're going to follow through so that you're always hitting the ball with force. Now I'm going to be a little bit lower, so I'm going to be hitting the ball about 6 inches to a foot above the ground, and it's going to be traveling at a very fast speed towards the front wall. When it hits the front wall, it's going to bounce a couple of times before the other party has a chance to play it. And you say, Reed, what exactly does that mean? A lot of times in racquetball, you don't move, and so you're forced to try to make impossible shots. You're hitting the ball in front of you, you're hitting the ball behind you, you're stretching, you're going all over the place. And every time you try to hit one of those impossible shots, you're guaranteed of one thing. If you make it, it's going to be a miracle. What would happen if, instead, you tried to always position yourself so that you were hitting this in a power position? So that every time you're placing yourself in position so that every time you talk to an investor, you're guaranteed that you're going to have your best shot. Otherwise, you're not going to do the deal. Does that make sense? So what I always want to do is I want to observe where the ball is going. I want to get myself in position ahead of time, and I want to be prepared to hit the ball as hard as I can and have the maximum results. What do I do in investing? Number one, I want to decide that I want to get into the game, which means I want to decide that I want to be a real estate investor. Number two, I have to know where the game is being played. So I have to know my market, which means I know what prices, what properties are selling for, what they're renting for, what is happening to the market, what has happened in the market in the past. If I don't know that, I'm dead. I need to know values. Number three, I have to get into the game, which means I need to contact sellers, either by looking at ads in the paper, looking at ads on the internet, looking at for sale signs on the road, and I need to contact sellers. Number four, I have to put myself in position to play, which means I'm going to be calling those sellers and I'm going to be setting up an appointment. And when I go out to meet with them, I want to place myself in a power position. If I choose to go after lease options, I know exactly what I need for a lease option. Number one, it has to be a property that's going to have positive cash flow. So I need to know what the market rent is. And if I can rent this out for, let's say, $1,000 a month, and my mortgage payments on this are going to be $800 a month, aha, I'm in a good position. If my rent is going to be $1,000 and my mortgage payments are going to be $2,000, chances are I'm not going to be in a very good position. So I can't use that shot. Could I buy the property for cash and close quickly? Well, can you? The question is always, what can you do in your market? So you always want to be putting yourself in position so that you can have a power stroke and have guaranteed success. If you don't have guaranteed success, it's going to be a miracle that you failed, rather than taking impossible shots by putting yourself in awkward positions and not preparing. If you know what you want to do, you can get there and you can do it. Hope you enjoy your game of racquetball and investing.